Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide Google Sheets. First of all, the link to this form will be under the video. Please fill this form. It's just one question: how good are you in Sheets? From 0 to 5 is 0. You don't know even what is Google Sheets. I hope it's not your case. And 5 is your spreadsheet developer professional. And welcome to this guide. So we are in online Google spreadsheets. They work online and all you need to use is Google account. By the way, you can have multiple Google accounts on your mobile phone. You need to enter your mobile phone to get this account, but this number of accounts you may have is quite limited. So here are some accounts which I have access to. Some of them are not mine, they are my client's account, and I just use this desktop to enter all accounts. I created them with the help of Chrome, just Google Chrome browser. I just created new account with this add button here. So we're in empty grid, but it's not that empty. If I click this K1, you will see my hints and links that I've made for you. First of all, this link to Google account, make sure you have one. If you're not, just follow this link and in few minutes you will have Google account, Google Gmail, so you have your email and everything else. Google Docs, Slides, Forms, and of course Sheets will be available for you, and Calendar and Gmail, and all that is like one ecosystem, so it interacts one with other very well. So this is my current poll results. I have 14 people who entered response to this poll, and I see that quite average knowledge of Google Sheets from my audience. Out of grid, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, I just spoiled you. So we have this grid, and out of grid, Workspace. What is Workspace? It's Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and etc. So many programs which makes your life easier. The next layer is App Script. You can create standalone script project and just start coding. It's like JavaScript, but it also has embedded app script technology. So you can, with this app script, you can edit your cells, you can edit your calendar, you can edit your slides, you can do anything in Workspace. But that's not all. You also have this world. World is like common, so you can connect any of your app to your Sheets, or your Sheets to any of your app outside in the world, because this is like a cloud product. Let's go to extensions and app script and see how it looks. It's just a place when you can put your code, but don't be afraid. You not need to know coding for this lesson because it's beginner's guide, but just to notice that it's nothing to afraid. Just type commands here and maybe they will appear in your interface like a menu or something, so you can launch them. Google Cloud, what that? No need to save, so automatically saved into your drive. Privacy, shareable URL. Let's see what the URL is. Is this a 0? Docs.com, spreadsheets D, and this is the ID. So each our spreadsheet will have unique ID. Next, GID git equals and number of sheet. If you see, if I tap another sheet, this code changed, but only the last one, the last part, which is for sheet. So shareable URL, which leads you to any place in your spreadsheet. Even to cell, you can create a get link to this cell with right click. Next, work together. Of course, it's a great place to work together. We'll talk about it later. Google Drive is a home for all your files, and be careful because it's just like folders in your computer. Don't do like me, you see lots of files. Please clean up your files and make that each file will have its own home, its own folder. Security, you can see how Google, people from Google and their servers, how they serve you, and it's more secure than files on your computer. Local files on your computer is in danger because your computer can break any moment and you will lose your data. But your Google Sheets will not break. It is free to use and you can use it offline too. For some countries where you have a low internet or problems with electricity, it's a very good point to use Google Sheets because you can use them offline. Next quiz, how you can create new spreadsheet. By the way, all options are correct. From Drive, copy existing file, you can make a copy with menu, file, make a copy, and I hope you will copy this file also. This is my presentation, and you will also make your own copy and see what's inside. Sheet.new is just like site. Let's see, sheet.new, and enter in your browser, and it will create new site from any browser, not only Chrome. It's just fascinating. It's just great. Don't you think so? I will hide this menu right now. Okay, and use template. Okay, I can create my own template. Let's see. I want to make this template. I'll just change the URL. How to do that? I'll copy this, and in next window, new window, I'll paste this, and I'll change this to template preview. Template, and now this is not the file that we were at the beginning. It's a template, and you can click this blue button and copy this. So it's also, so all fours are correct. And let's play this music. This is a script by Amit Agarwal, an expert from India. Oh, hope you hear. It is my headphones. It's inside my headphones. I forgot to switch off them. So this just plays music, which is music audio file is placed in my drive. Let's go next. Our progress is 20% for now, and next level, Braveheart. Applause. Okay, next we'll talk about grid. This green sector was about cloud. We now know that this is cloud product. Google Sheets is in cloud, and it's great. Next, let's see this pixel art, also an add-on by Amit Agarwal, the same person twice, you see, and it is from extension. You can just download this extension, which is called pixel art, and create your own. Let's see mine. I zoom out a bit just to make it visible in one screen. You see, great, everything is possible. This is cells that are painted in different colors, so you see the whole picture. Great, let's go next. Pixel dashboard. This is chocolate bar chart, and it is, like you see, it's completely interactive. So when the user clicks this, he will get another dashboard. You can follow this link here to see. It is my dashboard, which I created for Gauntlet. So you may try and see its craziness made with sheets. Next, cells. Of course, everything we have is this grid. This is our working stage, but this is a complete freedom. We have cells, ranges. By the way, notice this range address here. You can use it. You can see columns and rows. So that's all we have, but with a bit of imagination you can create crazy things with that. Next, values. Let's see some examples. I will scroll up. Yeah, visible and real. Real is date, but visible is 2-5, but in reality it's the 1st of May 2022. So you can be attentive and careful. Not all you see the same is in real, like a real value is date here. Next, images inside cells. Great thing to make your life more colorful. Add image to your spreadsheet and use it just inside a cell or over cells. You can do it with insert button. By the way, there are many other options. Beautiful inside insert button also. Next, sparkline heart formula. This is a formula, and this is a data. I found it on the web, and it's a great example of what you can do with your imagination. It's just a formula for doing charts, like line charts, but here we drew a heart with it. It's great. Next, smart chips like person or some file or even event on your calendar. It's great to make these chips inside your tables. Checkbox. It's both value and control. So you can control your formulas or something in your system with this checkbox. Next, drop down, click enter or double click the cell to select. Drop down is a great way to make your reports interactive and to make your data more stable, more validated, because user will not make a mistake if he or she selects it from a drop down. Next, rich text with links. You see 2 links inside one cell. It's great. By rich text, I mean that some text may be colored in different color, different fonts, and different like italic, bold, or so weights of font and so forth. Pivot tables, great too. If you want to create interactive reports, it's just empty pivot table based on this data, but I can add some rows here. Okay, suggested average price for product. Okay, let's do suggested way. Yeah, you see, great. Now it made me suggested pivot table, and you see what it done. Rows are here and values are here. I will Control Z just to let you also play with that when you make a copy of my file. Next, this is connected sheets. It's spatial value from a database, and this database is BigQuery. BigQuery is Google database like data lake. It's not a relative database, so you will not create some like system with this database, but you can hold millions and milliards of rows there. And this is just 15 or I guess 10 rows out of this data, but they are from BigQuery, and you can see data connections, connect to BigQuery, so you have an idea how to make this happen. You can create your own BigQuery account, make your table here in BigQuery, hold there millions of data, and just use Google Sheets to interact with this data, leave to make your own pivot table, make of millions of rows. Isn't it great? It's super great. Next, form response. Let's see that form. It's in another sheet and it is hidden. Okay, unhide. It's my hidden sheet with responses to Google form, and I've told you about this form in the beginning of the video. Hope you will fill this form. I hide it. Next, I want to go back to values. Don't see this, it's for the future. Next, navigation. Okay, what's navigation? Your best friend is your keyboard and Control and Shift buttons and arrows. And of course, if you want to know more, best shortcut is to see all shortcuts. Control and forward slash. Let's try Control and forward slash. Show me all keywords. And also, I used Excel before, so some keywords from Excel is also helpful for me. This is why I clicked these enable compatible shortcuts. Okay, make this bigger for you. Hope you will see it now. Oh, can I move this now? Oh, I'm sorry. Just zoom out again. Oh, enable compatible spreadsheet shortcuts. Now you can see. Okay, zoom out to 100% again and practice. Of course, you need a practice. So let's practice together. Control and arrow down, control and arrow up, control and arrow right, sorry, now up and left. And I'm back in my cell. Also just arrows, control and space or shift and space. Very useful shortcuts, you know? So I use them every day. Progress so far. We've made 2 sections of this video, and now next level number 2, Explorer. 30% is done. Next is about data entry. Let's see some data entry tips. You can read them later, you can stop the video or just load the file and see all these tips, or go straight to our sales data, but not to the end row. But you will see if you reload the file, you will see only first row on screen. So you need to wait to go to the last row somehow. Control and arrow down will do that. But what if you use mobile? By the way, you can use mobile and edit your spreadsheet. It's not that convenient as if you used your computer, but Also, if you have no time, just use mobile. So this hyperlink will work from mobile too, because you will not have any control and error down with your mobile. You can click this and go to the last cell or pre-last cell so you can see. And next, enter the date. You can enter date with double click because you will see this calendar. How to make this happen? You need to go to data validation, I guess, somewhere here, and valid date is valid date. Done. Okay, done. So now this is date, and now I can double click and see this date and click on this date, but I don't want that. I want today's date, the 23rd of December. Okay, December. Next, hip hand and 23rd, and voila, it's much faster. If I want current date, I also can use shortcut control and semicolon. Control semicolon will give me the current date. Okay, we'll leave it here. Success. Okay, let's be success. Next, you see this product. I can just double click that and select, but we have only 5 items. What if these were of 100 of items? Just start typing. Let's do cherry. Start typing cherry, and you see some script began to work. This is my script, which is hidden here in extensions app script. It makes the pendant drop down from cherry to price. So I've got prices for cherry. Next, quantity 25, price, no problem, and cost sold is automatically filled for me because of this formula in F1. You see this formula, it is an array formula with these curly brackets, which makes this happen because we have and name, you see, cost sold and the formula together, and they work together and they autofill. So you don't need to drag down, you don't need to drag this formula down like you did in Excel. You don't need to do this move. Forget it, because you have these array formulas. So in this sample, we've used both super formulas and superscripts. So how the script works? Again, if I change to Apple, I'll get new prices. You see, this price is not relevant anymore. New prices for apples. So this is just a dependent drop-down list, which is very good if you make prices. Just one way to use that. Our progress, 60%. We are sprinters. We do this that fast. Great. Let's go to the next stage, collaborate. Okay, collab tips. Here are so many of them. First, let's click this and it will paint our headers. It's an Easter egg by spreadsheets, and I leave it to your own to figure out how it works. Next, you see this formula? Can you see it? Let me zoom in. It equals 2 plus 2 equals 5. You see? It's 5. It's because of formatting. Formatting is one topic which we will not talk about today, but you definitely need to know. And please park your cursors here by Collins. When you share your report with your peers, and all of them, they all have this shareable URL by email, you will see their cursors. But if you want to park them here, it will be more beautiful. They will not be in the messy places, so it will show your report in a more beautiful way. Next, click share. Okay, share. You see, I already shared it with myself. It's my second email, but of course I also have this gear. Address can change permissions and share. Okay, I can unclick that to make it more secure. Viewers and commenters have option to download. If I unclick that, viewers will not have option to make a copy of my file, and of course I want you to make a copy, so I will not unclick that. Pro tip: use this spatial URL edit URL minimal. Okay, let me show you. It's not that hard. I will copy this spatial, not paste, escape. I'll copy this spatial URL. Let me try again. Control C. And here, instead of preview template, I'll Control V. You see this edit URL minimal? What it does? It hides the menu for you, so no menus on screen. Great! Now you can share it with some people from whom you want to hide part of your sheet, but it's still not secure because from this menu I can still use menu with Alt key, Alt F. C will give me copy document. So it's not that secure, but it's great to hide these all menus. And also you can use Google Sites, or this tip, Google Sites, to embed this report with error minimal, so people will see it like website. Great. Command Control Alt M or Command Alt M on your Mac. Let me repeat that. Control Alt M. It's not that easy with microphone, but I've done it. Next, add my email, and I will have another good email. So this means that just email was sent to this address. So this person will see your comment and will be able to click and to go right to this place in this sheet by the comment. So this is like a trick. And also you see, when I go to the bottom to my sheet name, you can see when my cursor is now, I can see all my comments, and it may be very convenient when I have lots of them. Next, use full screen F11 in your browser to make it full screen. Let's do that. F11. Okay, now it's full screen, now it's bigger, and you can see much more info on your screen. Yeah, great. I will click F11 again to go out of my full screen regime. Control and mouse wheel. When you go to the top, when you have no menus, click Command or Control and wheel. Scroll your wheel, yeah? Okay, so you can zoom in and zoom out. Zoom, Meet, or Mobile Plus Sheet. If you have a low internet connection, you can call to your peer or to your colleague or to someone, to your friend, and meet in one sheet, and to do that together in sheet, to do your research and so forth. Next, follow up. Did you know this trick? Because this person is inside the sheet, I can click that and go to their cursor. Let me go to another sheet to show you. Yeah, when I click this, I went to this. Please park your cursors here. Okay, but the best trick for co-working is, of course, filter views. You see this filter? It's bad thing if you do it for everyone, but if you do a filter view for yourself, just click this arrow here, and you see create new filter view. I've created one, I called it Cherry, and I've got this beautiful link I can copy and send it to my colleague, and also to share this filter view. Only cherries are inside here, you see? It's very convenient for co-working. We've done with co-working and we are 80% done. We are superstar, and that's it. We are finished our beginner's guide. But of course, I made something special for you. This is formulas and scripts. Let's see. Formula font, QR code. Okay, create QR codes with just image function, no problem. Finding favicons of your website, no problem. Making random colors, no problem. Name function, by the way. Name function was introduced this fall, fall 2022, and you can find it in data named functions. And my file have a bunch of them. Next, parse JSON. It's for programmers only, but just to show you that you can do your own coding program, and it will work as a function. You go to extension AppScript again, and you will see this code, custom F parse JSON, made by Pablo Philip, great expert in sheets and scripts. Next, exchange rate, Google Finance, of course. This is why I see this gray notification at the bottom. Can you see that? Let me show you. Quotes are not in 20 minutes and so forth. Okay, doesn't matter really. They made this alert just because I used this function Google Finance. But that's okay for me. Countries, let's click on that and see countries. Ukraine, but if I delete this index, I will see flags of each country parsed for me just in my spreadsheets. Some fun here, yeah? Okay, faces. Also, I'll click that and I'll see some faces. I guess there are 90 of them. I'll unclick. Use artificial intelligence, no problem. As you can remember, we can use custom function, and of course we can connect to artificial intelligence. Not in Ukraine yet, because in Ukraine it is somehow restricted and we cannot use with our Google accounts, we cannot use artificial open AI. But in USA I know my client use that, and I also use that with my client's account, so I know that it works, and it works great. And bonus, hidden functions. Okay, let's see some hidden functions. What the fox say is my favorite. It creates some random what the fox say phrase, but it does not refresh itself. You see, when I type in something, it does not refresh. So you can use it to create some random sequence of numbers if you try to, which will not refresh. Also, I like this hidden function, condition 1 of range. You see foo and bar. Are they in foo, bus and bar? First one, foo, is inside, so it's true. Second is false, so you can see, because this is bar with two R, double R. It's not that exact bar. So I like this hidden function, and I will definitely use it in my projects. Next, reads coders. I guess this is coders who made Google Sheets. I don't know, maybe this is their names. So thanks to them for this great product. Next, cursor park is just a bunch of emojis with single formula. Do you realize that this is just a single formula? If I type in something here, it doesn't work. If I delete, by the way, see this error, see this red triangle, always read what there. You override data in Q81. What is Q81? Okay, this is Q81. I see it here in my navigation. And I delete it and I get my formula back. This is a good way to fix your formula if you broken it, not intentionally. Next, this is a really danger zone. Please do not go here if you are not ready to be a developer. But if you are here, let's learn. Let's see queries, the best ever function in Google Sheets. Filter and friends, of course. Lambda and friends, of course. It's all fire. You need to learn it right now. Import range for importing data between sheets, from one Google Sheet to another Google Sheets spreadsheet table. Next, lookup. I just left it because without VLOOKUP we cannot do anything in spreadsheet. Someone who worked in spreadsheets often know what I mean, so you need to learn this VLOOKUP. How to know what is this lookup? You go here to your functions, to this arrow, and see its spatial group of function called lookup. How many of them, and all they are very useful. What's this? Google Finance, Google Translate, and etc. It will generate data for you. Next, sequence is great function. Sequence, it's very useful function. I will show you even one sequence of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see that? Make my font bigger and make it white. Now you see it, just sequence of 5 numbers. Nothing special, but very useful function. Okay, next, scripts. If you want to learn scripts, you are welcome. Script is based on JavaScript. But if you want to use pure JavaScript, it's front-end part. So creating add-ons, creating something like that. Let me show you. Pixel art. So creating this sidebar. It is made of JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. This is where developers come. Next, object manipulation, automation. It's everything you can do with everything in your Google Workspace. With your sheets, with your presentations, with your slides, with your email, with your calendar. You can all do this, and you can set up everything in spreadsheet and say create new events in your calendar. Nothing. So this is why nothing not impossible here. So this is why it's fire. You must learn it right now. AppScript, database. You can connect database to your spreadsheet. You can use MySQL and connect it with AppScript. You can use BigQuery, and even without a code you can use data connectors connect to BigQuery. So you, even without knowing a code, but BigQuery also has a coding base, so you can also control it with your AppScript from here. Next, Amazon Lambda, which will also let you to connect other databases. Maybe you love Postgres, but it's not an easy way, but you can try and learn it too. Events, for instance, event is when you clicked here and typed J. It's event. If I click this cell, I select it, it's also event. So we have events and we have triggers. Trigger is a special function which react to your event and which do something useful for you. This is why I've left these codes. You can go to dependent drop-down lists here and see events on edit and on open. On open, by the way, created this menu for me. So that's it. And finally, apps plus. You can connect the world with bots. You can create your own bots. You can create web apps. You can make events on site. For instance, your other app like Jira or Trello has their own events, and if you want your spreadsheet to react that, it's also possible. You do something on your Jira, it sends a request. It sends a request to your spreadsheet, and spreadsheet has special code web app which will receive this request, and it will react. Your code will react on that, and for instance, it will write new line of I don't know, of your data from your Jira, Trello, or any program you want, and will write it here. And of course, API is a connector between the world and between any apps. So you can use API, and of course Google Sheets has its own API, and by the way there are several APIs. There are Sheet API, Drive, Maps, and so forth, and there are so many ways to learn it that boom, it's like it cannot be stopped. You can learn it forever. Next, news. If you want to be up to date with Sheets, just follow this link, Google Workspace updates. This is update by the 14th of December this year. Now we can create code blocks in Google Docs. That's great. So if you want to learn all these updates and to get emails about these updates, just go to this website and follow all news from there. People. I love people in Google Sheets. They are very friendly and welcoming. Bank Colleagues is best pro for beginners. If you are expert, the best for you will be to use the help of Tanaik. It's great Japanese Google App Script expert, and I love him the most. And next, Amit Agarwal. He's very powerful. He got much more products, I guess, than others, and his products are just fascinating. You must look at them. And also you can follow all these great people. Community, AppScript Info, you know, this man, Martin Hoxie, he created this community, and he writes for pros if you want, but this community is not for pros but for advanced, and there are so many tips and tricks about scripts. You will love it. Surab is super friendly, and he's a very talented person. He does unusual things, and he did this add-on. This add-on is not, you see, extensions are here, but this extension, it's called Marketplace extensions, and they are outside. They go are Google Workspace extensions, I guess, something like this. Wow. So he made this extension, and it is for custom functions. So you can create custom functions in your spreadsheet. Next, Yajisan Todd, very good pro for beginners. He writes for beginners, so you can start learning spreadsheets with him. Pablo Philip with his non-standard approaches, very good. And of course Martin Hoxie, who created this AppScript Info. Great people. Progress so far, I can believe it, 100%. We are done. In next level is Diver, And some words about, thanks for watching. This was a beginner's guide and hope you liked it. It was Max Makhrov. You can follow me here on Twitter or find my website here, and also you can tap Control and arrow down to see more. It's a little Easter egg for you, so hope you will do it on your own.